Coach, you predicted all week it was going to be a matchup game. Give them credit. They came in, played hard. Your football team faced some adversity, but they answered the bell. You know, is it a good thing they faced the adversity and the way they handled it?
I think, you know, the message is that, you know, when we're playing well, you know, the only one that can stop us is us. You know, like it comes down to how we execute, and you know, there's so many great things that happened in the game today on, you know, on both sides of the ball. But certainly the fumble was like, you know, it was one of those things where, hey, you're gonna fumble the ball, you're gonna put yourself at risk to lose the game. So we're down, you know, we're up by 3 at halftime. We felt like we were down by a couple scores. So, but it was great to see the way we played in the second half. I thought the guys played hard all game, and obviously the deep throws by Julian were special.
Yeah, people have been saying, when are they going to air it out? No, I mean, well, you're smirking. You aired it out.
Yeah, I thought, you know, we saw some things that, you know, at halftime that we felt like we could go after, and we were aggressive. You know, we knew we wanted to be aggressive at certain times in this game, and then it was good to see us hit some runs late in the game too. I thought the offensive line strained in protection, and then it was good to see us split some runs. I mean, we're going to get on the film and figure out where, you know, some of the run game, you know, I feel like maybe we blocked pretty good, and like maybe we just missed some runs. I don't know. I got to get on it, but guys played hard. That's the bottom line.
The one thing is we are seeing a stable of running backs. You have some options.
Right, yeah. And I think that's what we're trying to still figure out late in the season. So that's one of those things that we got to address. But the good news is we have depth. I think we really got to grab on to kind of how we want to rotate these guys. You know, that's kind of how I feel coming out of the game. So we'll figure that out. But the guys are into it, and I think that's the other part of it that everyone has to understand is, like, you know, it's all about being unselfish. You know, like, the best team is going to win. In today's day and age with NIL and all these different things that come with it, it's about being unselfish. And, you know, whether it's Carnell, one of the reasons why, you know, Jeremiah had opportunity today was because of Carnell. And the reason Carnell has opportunity is because of Jeremiah. And then Julian playing off of him. And then when you get the run game going, that's what you want. But how about the defense? I mean, the defense played hard again today, and you know, I know they hit a couple third downs early on, but I thought, you know, Matt kind of changed it up and got after him late. Yeah,
I mean, the adjustments they made in the second half, they just totally shut them down.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see the guys played hard, and you know, Caleb and Sonny and the guys up front. KJ got a big sack. Guys in the back, and you know, every time you see the quarterback hold on to the ball, it's because the coverage is right. You know, whether it's the disguise or sticky coverage. So. We'll get on the film, and you know, we got to keep working on the process.
I know you love the quarterback position. You played it, but watching Julian develop, we saw him stretch. We saw him, you know, get out of trouble. We saw him run. Then 20 of 23, and 2 of them were throwaways. 20 of 23, 316 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day, especially really in the fourth quarter when we're sort of running out the clock. So, you know, good for him. You know, somebody asked me, you know, upstairs, you know, does he deserve to be in the Heisman Trophy conversation? I think he deserves to be in the conversation, yeah, but we're not about individual awards around here. It's not about that. It's about the team awards, and we want to win championships.
Last thing you talked about him, is there a better 1-2 punch in college football than your 2 receivers?
That's, if there is, I'd like to see what it is. These guys, because the thing I love about these guys, they work hard, man. They go hard every day, and they make each other better.
Look at the camera, your message, Buckeye Nation.
Well, I think the first thing is, you know, when you look at our atmosphere this year in the games, it's been unbelievable. And I think there's, you know, Ross really did a couple things this year that have helped, I think, with just the atmosphere. But I see the crowd playing off the players and the players playing off the crowd. And we felt that in the second half, and it made a big difference. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming out. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Coach Ryan said all week this was going to be a matchup game. And it was, and I don't know, you love it when things go right, but adversity is when you really find out what a football team's about. You guys answered the bell.
Yeah, it definitely was a matchup game. That's a really good team. They got great players over there, and we knew that it was going to be a tough game. They gave us a couple things that we hadn't seen before. You know, you got 2 weeks to prepare for an opponent, so certainly there were some things in there we needed to get situated at halftime. But look, it's really great for us to have that. You know, give the credit to our players. We got great players. They do a great job of handling those situations. We went in at halftime, made a couple of adjustments, and then they came out and they played outstanding. So you just got to love to be around these guys. I mean, they're so much fun. They don't panic, you know, and it's just like, hey, we're going to call this, dial some of this up. What do you guys think? And they're like, let's go. So it's a lot of fun.
How about the cohesiveness of this defense? Obviously, we see the players, but the way the coaching staff and everything, and these kids are playing fast, and I don't know, the football IQ out on the field seems pretty high.
It is. It's really high. They make adjustments. They recognize what's going on, and the coaches are unbelievable. We have a great coaching staff, and the players and the coaches, they work really well together. And just you need that on game day. It's it's supposed to be hard, and you're always going to have some challenges. And it was great to see all that come together today.
You guys seem to be having so much fun, and you should, because it's not easy to win at this level. Every day, every weekend, you see someone get knocked off. You came from the NFL. You know the separation from the top team to the last place team is this minuscule. These wins are not easy.
Yeah, no, it's never easy to win. I mean, that's why we play the game. You got to go out and you got to execute and perform. And, this sport is different than every other sport. Baseball, basketball, they can play games to get better. We can't. We have to practice to get better. And when we have one game a week to try to, show that we've improved. So it's always hard. It's always a challenge. There are great players and great coaches on the other side of it. And I'm just really proud of our guys, and our coaches for the way they attack each and every week. They just make it a lot of joy to be around.
So November is here, and back in the old days, November's when championships were won. Well, it's a little different now, different thing. But Coach Day said the season, as he was concerned, started today.
Yeah, there's an old saying, we used to say never September, sometimes October, but always November, and that's how you remember it. And that's when we got to play our best. So hopefully we can do that, keep improving every single week, and keep pushing.
Last thing, you go to Purdue, back on the road again. You guys have handled the road. Just right now, as we sit here, one game into November, what needs to be better? What are you pleased with, and what will you work on?
Yeah, we'll enjoy today, and then we'll go take a look at the film tomorrow, and certainly we'll always just keep pushing fundamentals. I think that's the biggest thing for us, is just to be consistent with our fundamentals. And but like I said, just really proud of those guys fighting through today and coming home with the win, and just we'll keep going.
Coach, look at that camera. Your message for Buckeye Nation.
I can't thank you guys enough. The shoe was rocking again. It's so much fun to play here, and you guys' support has been amazing, and I'm so happy and so blessed to be a Buckeye, so thank you.
Julian, to say it was a big day, pretty big day, 20 out of 23, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns. How's that feel?
It was awesome. The receivers did a great job. Offensive line blocked really well. Running backs ran hard, so it was a full team win. Defense played well, so I think it was awesome to see the whole collective come together.
The game seems to be slowing down for you, but it's stretching the field. We had some long balls. How comfortable are you feeling out there?
Yeah, just building confidence each and every week, developing and seeing it in practice, and then showing up on Saturdays. It's awesome to see.
What are you feeling the best about right now?
I think there's still so much for us to improve. We have a long way to go, and we can get better in so many areas, but it's awesome to see our hard work. When we're practicing in the bye week and focus on the fundamentals, it's awesome to see that show up on Saturday.
Last thing, look at the camera, your message for Buckeye Nation.
Go Bucks.
Joined by Caden McDonald, and Caden, another dominant defensive performance. I don't know if you saw. First half, I know you'd like some things back. The second half, you guys allowed like 1 yard until that final drive. What were the mindset changes in the locker room?
Really just, sticking to our fundamentals, being gap sound and making the play. Coach Patricia, we made adjustments, and everything worked out.
I want to ask about you, because every time pregame, you look like a man ready to run through a brick wall trying to get everybody fired up. Well, what goes through your mind as you go through that routine?
I'm hungry. I'm starving. I love it, and I just want to win the game. And every game, I want to just give it my all for my teammates and get the dub.
Coach Day talked this week about how you have just sky-high potential. What's it like to start to see all of that kind of realized this year? I mean, as a run stopper, you're terrifying for every opposing running back.
Well, just putting the work in the off-season, stacking days every day, doing extra cardio, conditioning, changing my diet, being in the film room more, caring more about, my future, and that's been really good for me. Just keep going.
When someone thinks of Caden McDonald, what do you want them to think of you as a player?
The best.
Simple enough. I love to hear it. How do you guys move forward here now? You got, 3 games left in the regular season, and then obviously a lot more work to do.
Well, enjoy the night, but, keep going. We got Purdue next week, and you got to keep going, keep winning, you got to keep going. That's all I say, keep going.
They're cheering your name right now. What's it like you're a star here at Ohio State now?
I'm just happy. We got the win, and I love everybody, and on to the next.
And last question, your relationship with Coach Patricia, what's that been like for you? He's a coach, but he's more than that.
Oh, man, mental coach. I love him. I push him. He tells me I'm pushing him, so I'm going to push him, and having him in my ear, back in my ear, and he's gonna push me. So I just really think having Coach Patricia for the whole team has been great.
Well, how did that one feel? You knew that this team at one point was ranked #2 in the country. They got a lot of talent. There's NFL players out there, and boy, you guys handled business.
Definitely, it feels great. We knew that game was going to be a matchup game. We knew, I mean, they were having all the troubles on offense, but defensively, they still had the same team from the beginning of the year. Great defense, great players, great offensive scheme. So, yeah, we knew it was going to be a battle on the offensive side.
How about what we saw out of Julian? 20 out of 23, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Julian's a great guy. He's very accurate. The coaches put him in a great position to do those things.
Brian Hartline, why don't you come in real quick? See, your coach won't come in.
He got a lot of things.
He's always recruiting, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. That's how you continue the great Ohio State tradition. You got to have the next guys ready to come in and make plays.
How good did this one feel, though? The November's here. You guys want to be playing your best ball. And from an offensive standpoint, you guys seem to be hitting on all cylinders.
It feels great. It shows that each week we're getting better. We're being more consistent as an offense, especially Julian. He's taking well control of the offense, and we're only getting better from here.
How about your game? You know, you and Jeremiah complement each other so much, and you seem to be having a ball out there.
I mean, I just try to make the plays that whenever Julian gives me a ball or puts the ball in my vicinity, I try to go out there and make the play, and I'm thankful for the coaches for calling my play.
Give us an idea of what goes through your mind. You see that ball in the air, and no one's going to get it but you, right?
It's just a matter of who's coming down with the ball. And I got that mentality. I'm going to come down with it. If I get hands on it, it's my ball.
All right, we've got 4 more to go here in the month of November. As we stand right here, what needs to be better in your mind?
We just got to be more consistent as an offense. We got to be able to run the ball more consistency all throughout the whole entire game. And you just got to continue to get better and fix the little things.
There's a big target on you guys. Do you feel the pressure at all?
I mean, if you don't have pressure, you're not doing nothing right. So, I mean, we're always going to feel pressure. It's Ohio State football. Everyone expects so much out of us.
Well, do me a favor. Look at that camera. Your message for Buckeye Nation.
We're going to need you each and every week. We're going to continue to play our best ball in November and December. Go Bucks.
Sonny, you guys knew it would be a matchup game. They came in here and they played hard, but at the end of the day, it was the Buckeyes once again.
Yeah, 4-quarter game. You know, they came in. You know, they have good players on that side of the team. We knew that. We didn't underestimate that team. We came in at halftime up 3. We felt like we were still in control of the game. We tried to clean some stuff up. We had a pretty clean second half.
You know, you look at their obviously they got the fumble recovery, which put them in a really good position. But keeping them to 14 points, you know, that's 14 more than you ever want to give up, I guess. But you know, it's still 38-14.
Yeah, you know, we have high expectations for ourselves every game. Like, there's some plays that we feel like we gave them, and just gotta keep getting better. Can't get complacent.
Seemed a little weird seeing Jim Knowles on the other sideline. Did you get a chance to chat with him?
No, I didn't get a chance to chat with him, but no, it's not weird at all. I mean, it's a business. It is what it is.
What about this football team now? November's here. Coach Day has said this is when, you know, in his mind, the season started today.
Yeah, I mean, I think when November comes, you got to play your best football. You know, what we did in the first half of the season doesn't really matter. So, we got to have big success in November. You
guys celebrated big after this one. This was a big win.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, Penn State, it's still a big game. You know, it's a big matchup. It's a historical matchup. And, you know, that was a good team we played. Despite some of the games they lost, they were still a good football team, and they played hard today.
4-game season right now. What needs to be better? What are you pleased with?
Man, I just think, you know, looking at it from the defense side of the ball, we just can't get complacent. Just got to keep getting better. I think there's a lot of people, you know, saying how good we are, but there's still a lot more for us to get better at.
You guys seem to be playing very fast. What about the cohesiveness of this defense, the way the coaches have meshed and the way you guys are now playing with? It seems like everyone's got a knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah, a bunch of brothers just flying around playing for each other. You know, we love our coaches, love our coordinator, Coach Patricia. He does a great job, and it really starts with him and the mindset he instills in us.
You guys get to play Road Warriors again, going to Purdue. Just thoughts, quick thoughts, go to that, right?
Yes, sir. You know, Purdue is Big Ten matchup. It's going to be a big game, so you got to bring it. You got to bring it every week in the Big Ten.
No days off, is there?
Yes, sir. No days off.
Do me a favor, look at that camera, your message for Buckeye Nation.
I mean, I would say the season starts now, honestly. You know, we got to play our best football in November, and, you know, we're sure to keep getting better.
You guys knew this was going to be a matchup game, and you held court, you handled business.
Yep, it was a great game. Battled a little bit of adversity, you know, one turnover, you know, whatnot. But it was a great game all around. We finished in the second half, and that's what we wanted to do.
The passing game, boy, you know, people are saying, where's the passing? There was a passing game. 20 out of 23, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns.
That's Julian saying right there. I'm telling you, he's going to put that bit in the right spot every time.
What's it like when you're playing with a guy like this now that the game is slowing down and at any moment, I mean, he seems to see the field amazingly.
I mean, he really does. He sees the field really well. He made some great throws today, like he always does, and he's going to keep rolling.
What's the mood right now coming out of this game? I mean, it was 5 games ago with the start of this one in the month of November. I don't have to tell you how important this month is. What's the mindset right now with this club?
I mean, the mindset is just keep going every day, take one day at a time, and don't let one rep go by that you're going to want back. And we got to get to Indy. That's our biggest goal right now, beat the team up north and get to Indy.
When you look at this football team, what are you most pleased with? What has to be better?
Most pleased with our execution and our preparation. And then what has to be better is probably everything. Really, everything could be better. So there's nothing that you don't want better as you keep going, but everything could be better. And so, yeah.
I watch you out there. You seem to be having a blast, and the receiver room seems to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it's about. Football is a fun sport, and that's what it's about.
Winning's really fun. That's what Coach says, right?
Sure, hell yeah.
Heck yeah. Do me a favor, Brandon. Look at that camera. Your message for Buckeye Nation.
Keep supporting us. Keep showing up. Keep being loud. And thank you for being the great fans y'all are. Go Bucks.
Well, Tim, obviously 38-14. You guys knew this was going to be a matchup game. Coach talked about it all week. Give them credit, but when it mattered, you guys got it done.
Yeah, we were able to come through in the second half and pull away with it a little bit, but they came out playing in the first half and both coming off bye weeks, and so they were ready to go. We had a chance to adjust and get settled in and played a complete game on both sides of the ball in the second half.
I know there's going to be tough games down the stretch as you go forward. Was it good that your defense faced some adversity and the way you guys were able to bounce back?
No question. You got to start building up some callus for what's coming down the road. You know what I mean? We know that this journey is going to be a tough grind. It's going to be a long haul. So those forms of adversity and see how we respond to it is critical throughout this journey that we're about to run.
I talk to Coach Day all the time. I'm just it's so much fun to watch you and Matt Patricia, the way you guys have put this defense together and all the coaches, the cohesiveness. Talk about what that room is like.
It's a great room. That's the thing that people miss. We have a great coaching staff, a great environment. We enjoy coming to work every day. We all have fun with each other. We all are very close. So that makes it easy when you have a great relationship with the guys. Me and Coach P been knowing each other, for 20-something years. And I've been knowing James. James played for me. I'm an old guy, and me and Coach Guerrero, Coach Johnson, and all the other support staff guys. It's great, man. It's been a blessing.
Well, I think it's funny you say you're an old guy. What am I? Because I covered you playing.
I know, man. Time goes fast, man. But like I say, it's a blessing to be back at my alma mater and get a chance to, see the journey of some of these young men, in the steps that I walked in and be with these great men of coaches and to mentor and develop these men.
Being around these kids, and they are kids, we forget that sometimes, but the maturity level that you see out of some of these guys, the guys like Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, these guys, they're young, but boy, they are mature.
These guys are grown men. These guys are mature young men that are professional in how they go about their business. So it's a blessing to be able to be around such leadership and such quality young men like those guys to help lead the room and lead the team. That makes it easier for the coaches.
Well, speaking of that, we got one of the young men coming in here, Caleb Downs, and how does it feel? Another win, a matchup game. You knew it was going to be tough.
I mean, I'm just glad that we came out and competed, especially in the second half when we had to respond, and they did a great job of competing in the first half. So just making sure that we're focused at every game and making sure we're taking everybody as serious as we need to.
I asked Coach a little about the adversity you faced. You faced some adversity and you answered the bell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's something that we needed to go through, and I'm glad we did.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Look at that camera. Your message for Buckeye Nation.
Jesus loves you, as always.
That's right. Jesus loves you, and go Bucks.
Go Bucks.